outage? We have those answers coming up next.
Plus, an agricultural bus caught fire earlier today. We'll let you know if anyone was injured and if they were able to recover the bus.
Also, thousands of people gathered at the Day Festival to check out the world's oldest fruit. But for one lady, what was supposed to be a fun trip to the festival ended up to a trip to the hospital. Nightside starts now.
Live from KYMA Studios, this is News 11 Nightside, your #1 source for news in the desert Southwest.
Well, it was a blustery day for Yuma County. Over 1,200 people were without power. Now, APS representatives say that there were a lot of damage out near County 12th Street. The power was restored by 2 p.m. today, and all around the city, the trees were blowing and even some down power lines. Lights were out for thousands of people who lived in different parts of Arizona, and the source of the power outage is still under determined.
At about 12:20 this afternoon, Rural Metro Fire Department responded to an agricultural bus fully involved in fire. The bus was eastbound on I-8 at approximately mile marking 19 when a fire started in the engine compartment. The bus had workers on board that were quickly evacuated and put on another bus for transport. The driver stayed with the bus, and when Rural Metro arrived on scene, that is, they found the bus on fire. Engine 2 and Engine 10 quickly went to work on the flames, putting out the fire, and there were no injuries. The bus is a total loss from the fire, and it was towed from the scene. Also on the back of the bus was a small trailer holding a couple of porta potties, and the porta potties were not damaged in the fire. The bus was a 46-passenger bus, and the agricultural company's name is still unknown.
Well, thank goodness everyone was okay. Well, now President Obama is in China tonight, beginning a 9-day trip to Asia.
After a bruising week in Washington, the president's attention turned to improving relations on the Pacific Rim. NBC's Kristen Welker reports from Beijing. All right, so it's time to turn up the heat and bring out those sweaters. It's actually cooler outside than it is inside now.
That's true. You definitely have to turn up the heat and bring out those sweaters because, man, oh, man, the wind is kicking up for us right now.
Thank you for that, Heather.
You're welcome.
Well, coming up next, the Miss Yuma County Scholarship Pageant was held last night, and if you missed it, we'll tell you who the winners were for Miss Yuma County and Miss Outstanding Teen.
News 11 Nightside, your #1 source for news in the desert Southwest.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, Miss Yuma County Scholarship Pageant was held Saturday night at Gila Ridge High School, where young ladies competed for scholarships and a chance to represent Yuma County.
Yes, the Miss Yuma County Scholarship Pageant is far more than a beauty pageant. They are a service organization, and they crowned their first ever Miss Yuma County Outstanding Teen, Miss Shannon Andre. And the winner for Miss Yuma County 2015 is Casey Turner.
There really are no words. Like, I can't even explain how shocked I am right now and how excited I am to serve our community as Miss Yuma County.
I was so excited just to be with them and to compete with them, and I honestly think that it's amazing. It's like a dream.
Well, congratulations, ladies. That's very awesome. Well, you know what? Now millions of Americans will travel over for the holidays, right? And you may already have the plans for your trip set in stone, but what about your furry friends?
Mark Barger has some tips to keep your pets safe and happy over the holidays.
More than 24 million Americans are expected to travel by plane over Thanksgiving, and some will have company.
We know that a lot of people want to bring their pet with them because they're visiting their relatives. And so we do see an increase in the number of pets this time of year.
Check with your airline to see if your pet can travel in the cabin or if it has to travel by freight. Feed your pet at least 5 hours before flight time to avoid upset stomach. If you're traveling by rail, keep in mind Amtrak only allows service animals. If your pet will be with you in the car, make sure it's not a distraction for the driver.
Whether it be a harness, whether it be a kennel, whether it be a fence that separates them from the other occupants.
Familiarize your pet with its carrier about a week before traveling by putting them in it for a few minutes each day, gradually increasing the time.
So that they're comfortable, and that's an area that they feel comfortable and secure with.
Also bring familiar dishes, blankets, and toys.
To recreate as best as possible the scenario that takes place in their own home.
For accommodations while you're away,
a lot of hotels and motels, are pet friendly. Again, it takes planning to make sure that you can secure a room that allows that.
And when it finally comes time to hit the road,
don't forget the leash.
Mark Barger, NBC News.
Say it's also a good idea to get a checkup with your vet before traveling, if it gives you a chance to address any health issues they might have and get any medications you might need for your pets. Make sure the vaccinations are up to date and store your pet's medical history with you with your other important documents like passports or plane ticket.
When the tree lights, it will be on November 29th.
Well, I wonder how many lights they need to light that tree.
Oh man, a bunch of lights. I could only imagine. Molly, what have we got coming up next?
Well, coming up next, the defending Super Bowl champions, the Seattle Seahawks, are defending their title. We'll have more on that as they begin their tough stretch as they travel to Kansas City to meet the Chiefs. Welcome back. Well, with it being so windy outside, it definitely cooled down the temperatures, huh?
Oh, I've cooled down the temperatures by a lot, Molly. I mean, it's so cold. I've been shivering and coming here and as if I live in Michigan with all the jackets and sweatshirts that we've been putting on. Well, if we take a look at what's going on in our live sky cam, thank you, Yuma Rehabilitation Hospital, for the beautiful live shot. It's a nice, cool evening for us indeed. If we take a look at our local and radar and satellite temperatures, as you can see, it's nice.